Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast number 41. I don't mind in forgetting it now. Kyun? Because always my passion and the thing was to bring the things which are very essential for you. Now, point over here, what is essential? Essential is that I'm bringing a person on the podcast who can tell you how to get in the industry, into the culinary industry while you get from India to Europe, UK, Dubai, wherever you want, जहाँ भी आप जा रहे हो, ये चीजें के बहुत important है. How to make a struggle, how to deal with a struggle, because the person which I'm interviewing today is, or maybe I'm not sure is, he has already struggled a lot, and he made him stand from India to London. And mind me, a lot of people do think to settle in London or UK, I would say, but they are not. So today we are going to talk about the from kitchen to the leadership things. So now let's welcome Gurpreet Singh from London. I would say, if I'm not wrong, am I right, Gurpreet ji?
Yes, yes.
Because it's a dream country, dream city for everyone to stay in after New York, and you are living in a dream of a lot of people. How do you feel that? First of all,
Let me start with thanking you, Kumar, and your audience for having me here. And it's a pleasure to be here. You do things in your life, but if somebody is noticing and bringing it up to the wider audience, to the wider people, is a privilege I feel. And those who are doing these things and making an effort, we should be really grateful for people like you.
yes.
And I will correct here that London is ahead of New York, yeah, because I belong to London and I will always vouch for it. Yeah. So
Uh,
back to the audience. My name is Gurit Singh Dham. I'm a chef by profession,
mhm.
Sikh by religion, and Maharashtrian by heart because I was brought up in Mumbai.
Oh,
So one of the vibrant city. We call it London of India.
hmm,
So
no.
and within this, my career I started from a very junior level to the
Mhm,
leadership in hospitality sector. Now I'm also exploring and enjoying the entrepreneurship within my own sector in the industry we all love. My journey started in the kitchen, but over the time I realized that it's not just chefing is not just cooking and plating the food. It's a culture, it's an employment at the same time. It's a structure. What goes in the plate has been procured somewhere, prepared by someone. There are a lot of people involved behind one dish that goes in the plate. And anybody who is into this industry would choose what that one person you want to be, or someone really even toper than that, who can bring those people together to get those that dish into the plate. That's where you know this whole chefing thing again. And the good thing is, I am associated with the craft, which has a direct relation with the humans. Food.
mhm.
You can survive with the flashy things or the materialistic world,
You
but
can't survive without food.
surviving without food is very very difficult. And then again, I'll tell you, for me, even more privileged that I belong to the blessings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who made food available for everyone.
Sure.
Seva and langar, and that's where I feel that I think in a way you can say Jeevan Safla, then when you are cooking and serving someone, commercial part is always there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be there permanently. You
Actually,
feed
this is
someone.
from our culture. This is from our culture,
Yeah.
which telling us to make people available with the food. But now you are getting into giving the people a tasted food, not only for the
Yes.
tasted food or the luxury
Yes.
foods you're providing up.
Yeah, I mean everything, right from a basic dal rice to you can create a fine dining experience, because when you are cooking, you're not just cooking food for satisfying their hunger. It's also about the experience. It's also about the cultural representation. It's also about what the person is going through while they're having the food. And now where I'm sitting, I am also able to reach out to bigger uh, volumes in terms of how I'm doing it, right from serving a table in a restaurant to going through the seven spoons, reaching out to the businesses now they are serving our food
Yep.
across the industry sectors. Yeah, this is
So,
where.
Gurpreet, I have a question over here. You started in kitchen. Can you walk through us that journey? What were the formative years like? जो आप पहले होते थे, how used to be done in the starting years, and this is for those who are jumping into the chef journey while you were in London.
I think it's when you start your career, especially from India, where you do an education on a particular sector, you start to intensify your experience
Mm,
and add more density and depth to what you're learning and try to deliver that. But as you grow within that industry, you start looking around what is happening. So for me, when I started as a commis chef, khana, bring the material, prepare it, serve it, and the job is done. But as you start growing within the industry, start working in the different sectors of the industry, I worked in almost most popular brands of the world, from Marriott to Hilton to
oh wow.
Intercon. So I've seen not just the food and the taste that matter, also the procurement, the supply, the the business element on that. I think what I missed in the earlier stages of my career is that along with the experience and knowledge, an ounce of entrepreneurship should also be within us. So that from that stage you start realizing that it is not just a craft, it's a business also. For
True.
now, as an employee, not for you yet, for for your bosses, for your employers, it's a business. If you have that sense in you, what you deliver
Mm,
gets more purpose rather than just quality driven or a reputation. It gets more weightage in what you are trying to do. So, and I started realizing slowly, and I think this is where that's what the difference in the ranks.
true.
you know so you grow up in the ranks not just by the number of years of experience and I always say that going into a building and coming back for 10 years is not called 10 years of experience. It's what you do in that building, what
In
you
that.
learn, what you deliver, what you give. So
Mm.
learning is one thing, and then teaching also comes. As soon as the learning reaches a stage, the teaching comes. This is where my journey started, from just a commis chef to a level where I started hiring people of senior level, and now I am not just hiring, I'm also, um, you know, building them together, bringing them under one roof. I'll come to it later in our podcast.
Yeah, we'll come to later on
Yeah.
that. But before that, like you just told us the how do you started entrepreneur while you were into the journey, into job. But I really want to have a very honest reality check. Like you have worked in the Indian culture as well. You're working in now. You're working for the Europe culture. Can we have a differentiation in the India's hospitality industry, which is over 3.5 million people, right? Or maybe more than that. Not 3.5. It's 247 billion people are like by 2030. And what is the difference between Indian to the UK hospitality?
Um, it's. I think the main difference is, I'll start with the structural difference. In India, you have depth, you have
Mm,
a work culture, you have hard work, you have knowledge base. In Europe, you have these things at the same time at your business place or at your workplace. You have structure, you have
correct.
compliance, you have, uh, I would say, and then you have a compliance and it's serious, you know, and you have to follow those those structures. Even though in Indian hospitality industry, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of knowledge over there. People work in their areas, but they are not able to widen their spectrum. As in Europe, you can do that. You can think of, well, you don't have to work always in one sector. If you're from an Indian restaurant or Indian culinary background, you don't necessarily have to continue working in that. You can
True.
work, wider. You can try other areas as well. And leadership is also fair in here. And if you are not being fair, the government infrastructure helps you in that. That
Mm,
you're if you're paid properly. Your work-life balance is being taken care. Your mental health, your physical health is being considered. You're heard here, you know. And I will not say that you're not heard in India, but at the same time, there is one more thing above between the employer and employee is the infrastructure of the country of the governance. That
True.
even if you as an employee go in the wrong direction and do not deliver or stay in the compliance, you will be questioned. Similarly, the employers also will be questioned. So automatically, I would say rather than correction, it's deterrence. People know that they have follow that thing, and which in India is a challenge. It's developing. I would say uh, depends where you are. You know, in a metropolitan cities, this structure is already in place. It's developing. In the other sector, in other smaller town, it's still coming up. But you
Yeah.
still find some honest and passionate employers who want to make sure that
That
they
people is
offer you
moving.
again not just a salary.
Correct. But
Yeah.
I guess you're right. In India, it's more about the power game rather than they are more passionate about the about their things to build. They are more
Yeah.
about they get the power by with entrepreneurship. They get the power, but I guess entrepreneurship is more about the passion what you feel for the food industry or your own industry.
Yes. And again, one thing I'll tell you is in India, which I liked a lot, is every profession, every craft has a very solid provision of education behind it.
Hmm.
5 years of hospitality sector, of graduation, masters, everything. In UK, you don't have so many colleges or institutes only for cooking. There are some, they
Hmm.
do, but again, it has its pros and cons. In back there especially South Asian in Indian subcontinent, we first study that craft
Correct.
and then choose that and then get into that career. Here it's both ways. Sometimes people come into that industry.
Hmm.
So I had a chef. I'm talking at almost 24 years. I'm clocking in UK, 25 years. So 15, 17 years ago, I had one 30-year-old guy who was in real estate joining the chefing. He came in at that age. He came on a very junior level. He realized that he's very good in pastry. So he worked for 1 year. He realized that he wants to do food academy in pastry. So he went back, did
Okay.
2 years of pastry and patisserie. Now he's executive pastry chef somewhere. So this is what pros and cons in both the sides. In India, you want to be an engineer, you have a B Tech. Similarly, for chefing, culinary, pastry, anything, all these sectors have a solid education background behind that. So it has its goods and bads in both sides.
That's true. So, as you know, that a lot of Indian chef wanted to go to Dubai, Europe, maybe Thailand, and everywhere, and they face a lot of criticism, and they fake, I would say, the offer letters, and this is very common in the chef industry, not the hospitality, but in the chef, because people are not that educated and not that have much money, but still they got scammed. How do you can help them to understand how they should not get scammed and how they should be careful of these kind of activities?
I think it's all the parties involved's responsibility in that. Right from it's again in India today also the career of a child until he's married is parents driven
Hmm.
mostly. So the responsibility comes from that sector. And today, if you tell me that you're getting scammed, I would say, have you not used the resources around you which are now widely available? In our
Yeah.
time when I was coming here, the only thing I could do is call someone I know. First, I have to find out if somebody is already there. But today, social media is there. There's a lot of quick reach elements are there which can help you find out. That's from the parents and the person who's applying, so it's their responsibility. Now the agents, I'll tell
True.
you very very strange thing. Can you sell the tour of a Taj Mahal if you have never visited a Taj Mahal?
No, I don't
If you
think
go
so.
down south in Kerala and try to sell the Taj Mahal's tour, and you yourself have never visited Taj Mahal, how will you sell it the way you want to sell it, or give it to someone, or suggest someone? Similarly, the agents and the the organization who have never visited UK, probably they are not intentionally mis-selling it. They don't even know probably. My first job said the live-in will be provided, like accommodation will be provided. I was very happy. I came, I landed. Accommodation was provided, but nowhere it was mentioned it's free.
Oh,
So now imagine whose fault is it? They did say accommodation provided. They delivered the accommodation.
but the amount have to be paid by you.
Yeah. So very, very nominal amount, but I took it for granted that it's for free. So it's not always a malicious act, definitely. And
Uh-huh.
third thing is, and it's also every individual's personal circumstances. Since I've come to UK, I made way for nearly 15 to 20 or even more candidates to come to UK. Some of them on LinkedIn and other social media platform, people do reach out to me almost one or two every other week.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are so desperate, poorly, that they just want to leave India. So
Yes.
once that comes in your mind, you get blinded with the other facts. Okay,
But they
and
want
then
to
what
by
happens
hook
is,
or by crook, they want to get out of it.
yes. So this is one thing. One is they want a job in UK or England. So my was when I realized that when I was doing a hospitality management course in India in Mumbai,
Mhm.
cruise ship and America was in boom. Everybody from hospitality is going there. I somehow got attracted towards UK, London. One of the reason was that pound was double the dollar. One of the reasons was that.
That
But
that
then
the
I thought I will only go there. But that my objective was not to leave India somehow. It was
Mhm.
just to get into the. I was learning continental cuisine, and I wanted to know actually how the continental cuisine looks like. Not the Indianized continental cuisine. Obviously, Indianized continental cuisine or any cuisine which is brought to the local audience is to make sure they are able to enjoy it. So
True.
that was my purpose. Then comes the peer pressure. If the
Yeah.
neighbor's son is gone, you also have to come. If the a relative's daughter is gone, you also should be going. So that desperation blinds you from doing all the fact check. However, I would say even if you have landed with the missold uh, dream,
Mhm.
the infrastructure, the government policies, and the way the career, the operations, the businesses are built and monitored will still help you get the grip of it, help you balance it. You will not be paid under or below the national wages. So your income is covered. You will not be scammed on your accommodation or anything. Whatever is the basic accommodation cost is there, you get the shared accommodation. You get so there are ways to get the balance. So I would say the first 6 months is a survival 6 months.
True.
You just have to survive on what you have come on. Okay, get stable, get settled, and then start using the resources, your own skills to find the way around the thing. There are people who get into the hands of the employers who start exploiting them as well. It still happens. It's so sad to say that in 2026 it still happens. But then again, if they make some efforts to to raise the issue or to fight it off, I think the exploitation will reduce. I cannot say completely eradicate it, but reduce. This is where now comes, are you coming as a dependent on one thing? If I'm coming as a dependent on just my employer,
Mhm.
then I'm submitting myself to them,
Hmm.
right? And now this is the employment sector. Now see the other challenges, the other baggage you come with: loneliness, cultural shock, cultural difference.
That's
You
true.
have a Diwali, you don't hear much of fireworks, right? You don't see
That
much of
happened to
the.
us. I
Yeah, so
totally
those
agree.
things, those are the
Because
realities. Yeah, you
I
don't have your mom cooking for you or washing for you. So these things are already also there. That
hmm,
I
no one
think
talks
that
about.
yeah, that we need to understand. What we see on social media is someone going in the shopping mall buying Gucci and Prada branded stuff. But what we don't see is how we will never be able to see how they are actually living. And I always say when someone says to someone that he's gone to England, he's doing well. I said he is doing well, but to do that well, what he's going through, you will not know until you
You
have been.
never. Nobody knows about the reality. Nobody knows a back end struggle or whatever things are. If I talk just same way, if I talk about the another thing, when it's good, the I'm talking about the industry's ladder, how the career ladder looks in the UK or Europe. Like, if somebody is into a chef, he's getting into chef industry, he's joined over there. How the career ladder should look like?
Here, it's quite straightforward, to be honest. There is no G Hazuri here. Okay. If you know the job, you're moving up.
Hmm.
But do you know what do you need to know is what is important. So for if I take the culinary or the chefing as an example, knowing to cook is not sufficient. You need to know the health and safety. You need to know the compliance. You need to know the admin. You need to know allergens. You need to know. You need to have some leadership. You need to have some organizing skill. In India, because there is abundance of labor, within each sector or each section of the
Yeah.
hospitality, your part of your job is done by someone else. Here, even the executive chef of a hotel is sometimes flipping eggs in the breakfast.
Okay.
So that also happens. Most of the organization have that. It's a very hands-on role. So if you are hands-on throughout, stepping up the ladder in your career is not that difficult. And good thing is, in our educated sector of Indian hospitality, people from India are very good in that. When I came in, so I'm talking about 2022, 23. All those who came in those periods, Kuwar, are now either the executive chefs, general managers,
Oh wow.
freelancers, business owners. They made their way up. There is a way up. So
Correct.
you are growing, no doubt about that. If you have identified what it needs, and we are good in that. And I'm telling you,
Hmm.
the Indians are good in that. If they find out what it needs to get there, most of the time they succeed in that, and gracefully. So in my sector, what I see around is those who have come as a CTP or a commis chef today are executive chefs, corporate chefs, you know, running multiple hotels, general managers.
So why don't Indian chef and Indian chefs are doing well out of India? Why can't they do it in India? What's the issue with the structural issue then?
In India, it's not that they are not doing; they are doing well. But uh, look at the volume also. No, you
Hmm.
know that is also there. Positions versus, I would say, position is a demand, and look at the supply. If we go in a very basic thing,
Hmm.
it's not that they are not doing well; they are doing well. But I think the overall infrastructure needs to be better as well. If
I got
there
the
is
name of
nobody, yeah, yeah, I can say a five-star hotel's executive chef or a head chef is able to enjoy and be into their role. But if you look at a restaurant in Nasik or Pune or a hotel where the chef is, slogging throughout the day and those things, that discourages. As
Hmm.
it is, this profession, when I joined, it was so difficult to explain the word chef to my own relatives. What it is. Thanks to Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, Chef Harpal Singh, and who brought this to a TV, and people started realizing that the culinary is a profession. It's not that "Eh, to roti bananda kithe jaake." So I have faced that as well, but it has evolved. It has evolved.
Hmm.
They
Actually, it was more about the information was not even separated at that time.
Nobody
Now the
took an
thing,
interest to actually find out.
yeah, no one was interested. That's true. That's
So
true.
now, thanks to the social media and the whole awareness thing around us, people are able to identify. Now look at Chef Ranveer Brar. Everybody wants to let their kids join the hospitality sector because of that. Earlier, what was the narrative? ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਂਦਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ hotel management करा दो.
Water management करा दो और कल निकल जाएगा.
So that has changed. Professions have evolved now as we could not earlier our time
Hmm.
mental engineering, medical, and then came IT. Where was the
Yes.
hospitality, hotel management?
It
None of
was
them
the
were there.
last. It was the last. Always as
Yes.
the last.
But now it has become a career people are choosing, which
because
I'm
people
glad.
are knowing about the importance of the hospitality and how it can be changeable into, because if you check when it was the COVID time, people have really respected the people who into hospitals, how they take care, how they converted hospital into hospitals, right? Hotels in the hospital, and the people who were as a chef, they have changed all the way from the health non-healthy food to the healthy food.
Yes, they started
They know
learning.
this. It
No,
was
who
learning.
believed that you can make dal makhani without cream? Nobody believes. "Oh, तो हुंदी नहीं है." It was the word.
वो तो
But
जाना
then
ही होता
again,
था होता है। Correct. और
so
हम
what
बन
I
भी
would like to say, who was taking this move is not just prepare for the craft,
Mhm.
prepare for the surrounding and atmosphere around that craft. So prepare for where you're moving. If you have decided to go abroad, start improving your skills of habitat over there, learning skills,
Yep.
language, self-dependent. I have a, I have seen kids struggling here with their day-to-day life. Amazing chef. I'm telling you, the
Okay.
pastry skills are so high. But calling chef, I'm if I have to wash my blanket, which I cannot do it in my washing machine, where do I take them? So, so you have the laundry facility. That's an example. So,
Hmm.
the basic skills are also necessary along with what you want to do here in your craft. And the biggest thing, I'm very sorry to say, many of our now kids come with a lot of inferiority complex. They don't have to have that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was coming to that, sir, because I have seen a survey that over 6 lakhs Indian migrates to the UK annually, matlab, yearly. That some have 25%, 30% are into the hospitality industry. It's a very significant portion. But many of them are they are unprepared. But many of them are getting high stress, migraine, isolation. Then you just mentioned the financial pressure they are getting. Then the culture shock is the over the top. So I guess before going ahead, my suggestion after talking to the Gurpreet, to everyone who are listening from the chef industry, be prepared for these kind of struggles. Rather than you go over there and then you find out कि यार अच्छा ये तो अब हो गया क्या करें. Prepare yourself in that way. These are going to be happen. Be prepared because there would be a struggle, there would be a cultural struggle, there would be a lot of others financial, or maybe you're not able to know the miscellaneous things. कुछ भी आ सकता है क्योंकि वहां पे अगर सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा, but if you have to fight your own, then you have to be prepared. Let me know, Gurpreet, if I'm wrong in this.
No, that's true. That's where I will give a very small example, very unrelated, but very
Hmm.
basic example. You don't get beauty parlor every nook and corner here, right?
Yeah.
So I would
Okay.
see a career. I would say a career woman who is coming here. She has learned from her craft and everything.
Mhm.
Learn the basic makeup skills and come here because you'll have to do it yourself
True.
most of the time. So
Correct.
I know it's very. I'm not sure whether it's relevant in everybody's eyes or not, but I say that is also a skill you need to come here with
Hmm.
because you don't get these things, right from how to change the bulb. DIY is a very big thing here. So if you have those little bit of skills, these are the life skills. Here, the kids grow up with those skills.
Mm. They
There
know
we
how
can,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the similar things. Craft, whatever you have learned, or if there is something missing, you can cover up. Life skills and preparation, please come with.
That come with the experience. Okay, one interesting question, Gurpreet. If someone, let's suppose the Gurpreet again is 25 years old. You're having again a Gurpreet in front of you who's 25 years old, maybe 20 years old. What kind of suggestion you want to give while he's entering into the chef industry or the hospitality industry?
One thing is, it's an industry you will enjoy. It's if you look at it, you're creating something every day. So you go with the satisfaction that I've created something. So enjoy this industry as much as you can, right from the craft. At the same time, make sure you are aware that you will be working on a 40-degree temperature, even if it is snowing outside. There will be a days where you will not see a sunrise or and even a sunset in one day. We
Oh,
have seen that day. But while you are doing that, remember one thing that you are cooking because somebody is eating there. So if you are sacrificing your day off on Christmas, somebody is celebrating there. So your gain is reciprocating somewhere out. Okay. So that's the proud in your profession, what you can take. But learn as much as you can, not just about cooking. Put yourself into the shoes of an employer or a business person, and then look at your craft in that. In that way, once you have put that in yourself, your recipes will automatically optimize. I'll tell you one small thing. If there is an entrepreneur in your mind and in yourself, when you're creating a dish, you know how much butter to go in the dish.
mm,
It should make a commercial. So these are the thing, and there will be discouragements coming in your way. There will be misguidance coming in your way. There will be mistakes you will make. It's okay. You just have to move on. If you have not learned from your mistakes or if some challenges, then it's a different thing. But they will teach you something even if you don't want to learn anything out of them. It's like you are an educated person and I write a text on a paper and I'll tell you not to read it. Can you unread that? No,
no.
it's not possible. So these are the things. And again, what I would say is have a genuine knowledge of what you want to do rather than just a superficial, you know,
Don't
information.
get the half knowledge. Get the
Yeah.
full and
I
find.
always tell my junior chef, whoever is leaving, I always tell them, make it good. Don't make it easy. Once
Hmm,
you make it good, it will become easy automatically.
true. I guess that's a good. I guess that's a very less people do this. That whomsoever is going out or leaving a job, the managers or the heads they always try to put him down that you have not learned much. But I guess you are saying something different now. That make it good and make us proud that somebody, if whenever you join someone, उनको बोलना चाहिए जिससे सीख के आए थे, that's also a good person. It's a very different thing, different thought process you're walking up. Now coming to the main thing, which is the your mission of your life. Now, I guess not the whole soul, but yeah, the last thing you have started your own, the Indian Culinary Diaspora. So I just want to know what was thought behind it and how did you start and why did you thought to start it now?
Um, right from the beginning, since I've come here, what I always wanted to look for and kept looking for is a place to have a coffee with my peers,
Mm-hmm.
whom I have not known or met yet. Okay, my friends, my relatives, they are all there. I can talk to them. A certain thing I cannot talk to, or I don't expect them they will be knowing about it. So this is
Mm,
where it started, to have some kind of a circle, you know, back home we call it, where you can chat, discuss, ask, tell, Um, then we started, thanks to WhatsApp, we started building people together.
mm,
That time we didn't have any idea of the organization. So me, Chef Prasad, Chef Khalid, and there are other chefs were there. We formed, Chef Samir, Chef Jogi. So we founded a small WhatsApp group. From that WhatsApp group, got the enthusiasm we saw people showing up, being a part of that group. We started talking, we started discussing things, started asking questions, we started getting the answers of the question. And then COVID came. During COVID, we turned from that WhatsApp into Zoom calls. We started
mhm,
talking on Zoom with each other. During that time, Kuwar, we started hearing people's problems.
mhm,
This is what is happening with me. And A is telling his problem. B has already have seen the solution. Why did you not do that? And we started seeing the connection.
mm,
So A say, for example, Rahul has some issues which had the solution around him, but he couldn't see. The other
Yes.
person could see that. And we started looking at, from the bird's eye view. We have problem, we have solutions as well. But
True.
and then we started thinking in a different way. So, like I said when I started, that the Indian hospitality is not limited to only Indian restaurants and curry culture as well. There is a big sector who are working outside the Indian and restaurants and curry corners. If you see, if I count on them, there's hotels, Marriott, Hiltons. Most of the
Oh,
head chefs in London are Indians from the Indian
nice.
heritage. Then we have procurement, we have supply chain, we have restaurant owners, we have catering owners, caterers, beverage sector. So it's a wider, you know, spectrum. So it's a huge group we started seeing. Then we thought, let's found something which joins all of this together. Not
Mm-hmm.
that the organizations which are already there not doing their good job. They are doing excellent job. Actually, they are the inspiration. They gave us an idea that you can also do something like this. But the chefs and the culinary background personals from Indian heritage in UK, they are so much spread. We needed something to put all of them together.
Together.
In past 5 years, Kuwar, we've seen many chefs leaving the employment because in COVID they realized that they can leave also. They can let it go also and still survive. Leaving the employment, taking over the roles as a private chef,
Mm-hmm.
catering, consultant, restaurants, small cafe, market stalls. They started thinking that, okay, there is a life beyond that as well.
We can do our own because before that, even today, a lot of chef or I will say the job service industry people are still thinking we cannot survive uh, beside the job. But there are options, but it's just you have to make your own things.
Yeah, so employment industry has its own goods that you have a
Yep.
permanent inflow of
I say
financial security.
they
Yeah.
have a drug for every 30th.
And I'll tell you what, there is one thing hidden is that what will my CV look like if I leave the employment? But
Yep.
now nobody cares. People are happy to ride 1 year doing nothing
Hmm.
because that is also accepted. It's fine. Earlier, what did you do a year? So that when we saw these people, we
Mhm.
thought of founding an organization.
True.
Because I'll tell you from where, if we look at the doors from where people are coming, the students are there. They need the guidance. Well, like we started, we said that if somebody comes into Europe or UK from the hospitality sector, we become a place where they can come to talk to us, ask us, guide. Now, there is a professional who's spent for 20, 30, 40 years. He has so much of knowledge. So he has a receiver now who
Correct.
can use this knowledge. Someone who has 30 years of experience as a chefing but has zero experience of running a restaurant, he comes to us. He will find someone who's already running the chain of restaurants within our sector. Okay.
Oh,
So who will help them out? Now they need procurement and supply chain. I have, Universal Procure is one of my venture. Sarabjit and Kuljit are there who are always there. Okay, you want this? We will help you out in the supply. If not them, somebody else will pick up the idea. So we are trying to build up something which we have already started in an ecosystem within us.
and
Okay.
now you have a marketeer as well. I'm the
Look, I think this is one of the best takeaway for me for today.
marketer.
I heard someone. So this is where. So this is
Yeah.
what we try to do. How you got invested in the idea by listening to it and understanding that the best thing I tell you, Kuwar, the winning point here is you realize this is what I have to offer
Hmm.
before
Okay.
thinking what I have to take from this. So we have more people in ICD, Indian Culinary Diaspora, to offer.
Wow.
Okay. So such an encouraging thought. If you have things to offer, we have people whom we can offer this thing.
I
Then
guess.
this
Yeah.
stigma will start
And now
disappearing.
it's a good thing that everybody is able to make their own thought and they will get out of their the drug system, that salary system I always call the drug system. They know that it's a we can get out of it. We can be our own drug. We know how to take it, how many we have to take it. And
Yes, yes.
people, people know that.
And if you want to go back to the employment again after trying 1 or 2 years, probably you take chhodna yaar.
And I guess this the ICD can also help in the networking as well.
Oh,
And
big
how to
time.
get the client, how to they will get the reference, how to get the client, how to run a business, how to do a market. If as you just said, supply chain, everything is there. And also it will be beneficial for them to get in a lower cost because obviously bulk would be there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, Kumar, when I was doing a launch with my team, Prasad, Khalid, all these team
Mm,
members, Chetan, Vishnu, 8 committee members are there. Anishri is there, Sonali, the young boy Rohit is there. He's the youngest in our committee. He also came through recently only, but he's been with me almost 15 years. So when we were doing this, when we had a launch on LinkedIn, a guy contacted me. He's AI. Okay.
okay.
He said, I am an AI. I did my professional career of nearly 15 years. Now I want to do something for hospitality sector. And I
Mhm.
think you guys can help. I
Okay.
invited I invited him in the launch. He came, he did his network. So again, this is what I'm saying. Now my seven spoons food is a culinary solution.
Hmm.
Okay, for people who are this the Sunspoons came in through Rabinder Bindra 12, 15 years, 12, 13 years ago. He's a very big foodie and innovator himself, based in US. So his idea was to make some culinary solutions, to make sauces, bases, and gravies. And I'll tell
Mhm.
you why. Because he thought that why every organization have to do everything from scratch.
Yep.
Okay,
That's such a
you are an entrepreneur. You may have a very good skills in selling, marketing, bringing your business on the roadmap, right? Somewhere on the business sector. Why do you have to get busy into making a dal makhani, right? Let's provide these things from our end to them so that they focus what they are best in. We do what we are best in, and this way we provide. So that's why we call Seven Spoons in us helping food retail, service industry, corporate industry, business and industrial catering. So when someone comes in Indian Culinary Diaspora, they, guys, I have an idea. I want to open a franchisee model. He
yeah.
doesn't have to start with going and buying a dal for dal makhani. If you understand what I'm saying, if the reference helps, he will just have to build up the business structure, okay, and focus on developing that from one outlet to two to four to six, whatever he needs at the background. And I think the most important thing you need is the confidence in the product you're selling.
True.
And we are trying to build that confidence. Whether it is through Seven Spoons, whether it is through Foodvantage, whether it is from Universal Procure, or it is from Indian Culinary Diaspora. We promise that anybody who is trying to enterprise, they will get what they want and then move forward.
I guess you have already reverted the question which I was about to ask. So what do the rules strategic partnership plays? I guess you have already told that ICD is helping to everyone who somebody wants to get their own business. You are you already have the support, right? So if I talk about uh, the one thing which is very when I was researching about you is a Michelin started chef. Michelin starred chef. That the global Indian curry space has a Michelin starred chef, street food legends, religious cuisines custodians, and the modernist innovators. How does the Indian curry diaspora bridge all of those worlds? A world, I would say. How it can be in one world.
See, they all are related to one thing, that's food. Okay, that's
Hmm.
culinary. And culinary is one of the key element of hospitality sector.
Okay.
So whether you are a Michelin star chef or you are a seafood specialty or a custodian of really bespoke offerings, whatever it is, you are ICD is the place you want to be, because sometimes, as a member of that, you have a lot of, say, Michelin. I'll give you an Michelin star chef example. You have a lot to offer in terms of training, development, and um, coaching. We call it here starging as well. Someone wants to spend a day
Hmm.
with a top chef. So you come. So how we connect those two people? How we connect all these things? So
Hmm.
all you have to do is use the ICD's platform. Hey guys, I'm this. I'm looking for this. Will someone help? Okay. Even if that Michelin star chef is not listening that time, we are here to reach to connect them. Okay, chef,
True.
this is the person who's looking for this. Similarly, this morning only someone asked for, okay, I am looking for, for my franchisee model, I'm looking for these lines. If someone can help, within a span of time, someone come, okay, I will help you out. I will get you
Wow.
that. So this ecosystem build among the ourselves. And I'll tell you, Core, those who had come earlier, to 20, 30 years ago, are now decision makers, are buyers, are the ones who sign the POs. Now there are people who sell also within the same sector. So if you see, the money stays within the sector as well.
Within sector. True.
Within the sector as well. This is the restaurant owner, someone who wants to look for a small, say, a ecosystem. There are guys who are working on a very, very smart softwares.
Yep.
Okay, you can connect them. So this is what, the networking and connection within the community is what ICD is aim to do.
I guess ICT would be a bigger networking diaspora for the whole Europe. I hope seeing to this kind of events more.
Thank you for having that much of faith.
So now last rapid fire round. So it will be just one word or whatever the thing, but no overthinking in this.
Okay.
One dish that represent you your entire journey.
Sorry, say again. One
One dish that represents your entire journey.
ICD
No, it's a dish, not the company. A dish.
dish. Ah, I thought
Yeah.
you thought so. You said that. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. One dish. Thermidor.
What's that? Never
Okay,
heard it.
thermidor is a dish I never heard in my life
Okay.
before coming here,
Oh,
and this started me thinking, if I have not been on the land where these dishes are produced, how will I know the depth of the cuisine? So when I
yeah.
was in JW Marriott, I heard about this lobster thermidor. I tried it. Nobody in that kitchen could tell me if this is the authentic taste. And this
Okay.
started.
Oh, that's. I really want to taste that because I've never heard it. Okay. Hardest thing about running a business in UK as an entrepreneur, Indian entrepreneur.
Hardest thing,
Yeah. Or maybe something difficult you have faced.
communication.
Communication. Okay. One thing you have tell every young chef from India before they book their flight to Europe.
Prepare.
The future of Indian food globally in one word.
Popular.
Okay. One person who shaped how you think about business.
Chef Ryan.
If the Indian culinary diaspora achieves everything you have dreamed of, what does the world look like?
Best networking place.
Ah, that's great. That was fun. Okay, now coming on the last section, which is Punjabi Punjab to Dur,
Yes.
which is our thing. So, ਗੁਰਬੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਬਾਅਦ ਥੋੜੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਮਿਕਸ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਰਾਈਟ
ਜੀ ਜੀ
ਸੋ ਯੂ ਜਸਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਰਮ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਫਰਮ ਦੀ ਆਈ ਗੈਸ ਫਰਮ ਮੁੰਬਈ ਹੈ ਨਾ
Yeah.
ਹਾਊ ਮਚ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਕਨੈਕਟਡ ਵਿਦ ਪੰਜਾਬ and how do you feel that the difference between Punjab and Mumbai and London? How was the feelings is?
I think in ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਬੇ 'ਚ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਬੰਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਇਨ ਕੋਲੀਵਾੜਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿਨੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ,
ਅੱਛਾ,
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਤੋ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸੇ ਦ ਬੈਸਟ ਡੈਂਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਲਚਰ ਆਊਟਸਾਈਡ ਪੰਜਾਬ I found in Mumbai was where I was living, ਉੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ। But actual ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ, actual connection with Punjab was built in England, in London.
okay. And
ਇੱਥੇ
how?
ਮੈਨੂੰ
Hmm.
ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਲੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਈ ਕੋਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਜੋ ਜਨੂਨ, ਜੋ ਜਜ਼ਬਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, whenever you sit with them and talk to them, they they explain you about ਪੰਜਾਬ, they tell you about ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਬਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ I think I would also say ਕਿ in in India, in Mumbai, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਓਨਾ ਮਾਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
क्या बात।
Yes,
Okay.
I can say that I got more connected to the roots, I got more connected to the culture, I got more connected to the language. I am so proud and thankful to my parents forcing me or making sure that I speak only Punjabi at home.
Oh
ਤੇ
wow.
ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੁਣ there are many families here, ਦੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਈਫ ਆਪਸ 'ਚ ਹਿੰਦੀ 'ਚ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ
Mm-hmm.
ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਿਸਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ।
So I guess you represent the Punjab as well and representing the Punjabi. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰੇ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ?
ਮੇਰੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਸਿੱਖਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਮੇਰੇ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਇਨ-ਲਾਜ਼, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਸੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਖਾਲੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਐਕਸੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਫ਼ਰਕ ਹੈ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬੋਲਣ ਦੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਫ਼ਰਕ
ਹੂੰ।
ਹੈਗਾ। ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਰਿਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ, ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ, ਤੇ ਹੀ ਸਟਾਰਟਡ ਲਰਨਿੰਗ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਹੁਣ ਪਾਸਟ 5-6 ਈਅਰ ਆਈ ਸਪੀਕ ਮੋਰ, me and my missus, we speak more with him in Punjabi than in English.
ਹਾਂ।
ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ।
ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਓਕੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਸੋ ਇਫ ਆਈ ਟਾਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੀ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤੁਸੀਂ 3 ਕਲਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਮਤਲਬ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ 2 ਕਲਚਰਸ ਨੂੰ, ਮੁੰਬਈ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਲਚਰ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੈ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਯਾਰ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਬੰਬੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਐਂਡ ਦ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਲਚਰ, ਐਨੀ ਵਨ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ?
ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦੇਣਾ ਕਿ
ਹੂੰ।
you know the food, Indian food it has its own way, its own flavor, you know.
ਯਪ।
If you present Indian food in a French presentation, it's called fusion, ठीक है?
ਕਰੈਕਟ।
ਤੇ ਉਸੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ belonging to, you know, a cosmopolitan sector of Mumbai or ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਣਾ, I think I am enjoying that both, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ I get complimented for my Punjabi
ਓਕੇ।
ਕਿ ਸਮਝ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਔਰ I use some words from Hindu. My dad, ਉਰਦੂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਵਰਡ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ, ਮੇਰੇ ਡੈਡ ਨੂੰ ਉਰਦੂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਲਿਖਣੀ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਸੀ।
ਓ ਨਾਈਸ।
ਤੇ I like words, I'm a man of words, so I like, ਮੈਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਈ ਵਰਡਸ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ 2-4 ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਕਾਫੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਦਾ। ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ I now enjoy the mix of both, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੰਬੇ ਦੀ ਕਾਸਮੋਪੋਲੀਟਨ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਲਚਰ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਫੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਲਾਈਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ I feel I'm able to demonstrate that well, ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕੋਈ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨੌਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਗਾ, ਈਵਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਸ਼ਟਰਨ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਔਰ ਗੁਜਰਾਤੀ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, they enjoy my ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ also a lot. ਤੇ
ਨਾਈਸ।
ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦੇਣੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, I don't hesitate to use the word ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ to them also.
ਓ
Everybody knows when I wish somebody a birthday and always, you know, happy birthday and may always you stay ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ, even if they don't know, they will go and find you.
ਦੇ
ਤੇ
ਯੂ ਆਰ ਸਪਰੈਡਿੰਗ ਦ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਨ ਦੈਟ ਵੇ।
ਇਨ ਅ ਵੇ, ਹਾਂ, ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ, ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਮੀ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਫॉर द ਰੈਸਟ ਆਫ ਮਾਈ ਲਾਈਫ। ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਹੈ, ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇਜ਼ ਨਾਟ ਓਨਲੀ ਕਮਿੰਗ ਫਰੋਮ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਆਫ ਇੰਡੀਆ,
ਹੂੰ।
you know, you see Pakistanis, you see Afghanis,
Hmm.
They are not sick, but they speak very, very good
Very
Punjabi.
good
So when
Punjabi.
we see Kal, I was at Palace of Westminster, Parliament ਵਿੱਚ City 6 ਨੇ ਪਰਸੋਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ City 6 ਨੇ ਵੈਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਰੱਖੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਉੱਥੇ on my
Okay.
way out I saw a security guard ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
Mhm.
ਉਹਨੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੀ
क्या
so now I
हुआ?
looked at him so that was again a reminder ਪੰਜਾਬੀ doesn't come from ਪੰਜਾਬ only ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦਾ ਦੇਣਾ
Hmm. And actually that's a great initiative as well. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਆਪ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦੋਗੇ ਅਗਲਾ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਆ ਜਾਊਗਾ
ਜੇ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਜੇ
ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼
ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ
ਕਰੇਗਾ
ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਰਾਠੀ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਆਈ ਕੈਨ ਗੋ ਟੂ ਦੈਟ ਐਕਸਟੈਂਡ ਆਲਸੋ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ ਨੋ ਮਹਾਰਾਸ਼ਟਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਡੈਡ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਉਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਕਲਚਰ ਤੇ ਔਰ ਉਸ ਉਸ ਔਰ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਸਕੋ
ਦੈਟਸ ਟਰੂ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਅ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਥਿੰਕ ਫਰੋਮ ਹਾਰਟ ਬਟ when it's come to the Marathi because it's a financial capital so people are more financially driven ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਿਕਸਚਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਚੋਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਫਰੋਮ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਡਰਿਵਨ
ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਪਾਰਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ the way people look at us is from the generosity side
ਓਕੇ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਐਸਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਟੇਕ ਅ ਕਾਲ
ਹੂੰ
ਸਾਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਅਗਰ ਇਫ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਸਿਟਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਅ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਇਫ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਥਿੰਕਿੰਗ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲੀ then I cannot merit my own decision but if I'm
ਹੂੰ
sitting in a group people always say ਕਿ your thought process is very generous ਤੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਆਇਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ ਪਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਯੂ نو
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ
so
ਹੈਗਾ ਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ
you get my point ਕਿ yes financially viable decision ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ but profit first ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ਕਰੈਕਟ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਕਿ
ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ
ਨਹੀਂ
ਫਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ ਫਰਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਨਕਲੂਸਿਵਿਟੀ ਫਰਸਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ
ਕਰੈਕਟ
ਹਾਂ
ਐਂਡ that's a very common thing between us very
ਯੈਸ
common
ਹਾਂ
ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚੋਂ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ
ਉਹ ਦੇਖ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਯਾਰ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ I don't know if you have heard about Harrods people in my circle call me Harrods ਕਿਉਂਕਿ Harrods is
ਓਕੇ
very more the most expensive shopping mall here ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ thought process ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ICD ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਾਸੇ ਕੋਈ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਮੇਕਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਖਰਚ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ
ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਟਰੂ
ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਲੌਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ ਕਿ ਲੋਡ ਹੈ and then that's it the analysis stops there
ਫਿਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਚਲਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
ਹਾਂ
ਹੁਣ ਠੀਕ ਹੁਣ ਐ ਸਮਝੋ ਕਿ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆਣੀ ਹੈ ਬਸ
ਹਾਂ
ਬਾਕੀ
ਔਰ
ਬਾਕੀ
that gets connected immediately by my peers my pals ਕਿ ਇਹ ਯਾਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਹੈ so I feel proud of that they directly connect me with my heritage ਕਿ ਹਾਂ
ਸੋ ਆਈ ਗੈਸ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੇਬੀ ਬੈਕਫਾਇਰ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸੋਚ ਲਈਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹ 'ਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਕਫਾਇਰ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੁਛ ਮੇਬੀ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ
ਕਈ ਵਾਰ
ਵਿੱਚ
ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ I feel ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਮੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ I mean
ਹਾਂ
ਅਮੀਰੀਅਤ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੀ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਦਿਸ ਵਾਸ ਜਸਟ
correct,
ਦੀ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਬੈਕਫਾਇਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਬੈਕਫਾਇਰ ਕਦੋਂ ਰੀਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਓਨਲੀ ਵੈਨ ਯੂ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ
ਹੂੰ
ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਲ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਮੇਕਰ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਚੋਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ
ਹੂੰ
ਬਟ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਅਦਰ ਪੀਪਲ ਵਿਦ ਯੂ ਇਨ ਦ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਮੇਕਿੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਫੀਲ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ ਐਂਡ ਦਿਸ ਕੁਡ ਹੈਵ ਬੀਨ ਦ ਆਊਟਕਮ ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਊਟਕਮ ਜੋ ਜਨਰੋਸਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੈਟੀਸਫਾਈ ਕਰ ਗਿਆ ਬਟ ਇਨ ਬੁੱਕਸ ਇਨ ਥਿਅਰੀਜ਼ ਮੇਬੀ that was
not
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ
good.
ਨੇ that was not needed or ਹੁੰਦਾ there are times where I spend first ਜਿੱਥੇ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ and then see ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ not in the major not in the landmark or milestone decisions but most of the time ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹ ਵੇਅਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ ਕਮਸ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਟ੍ਰਾਈਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ਹੂੰ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਹੋਊਗਾ
ਹਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚੋਂ ਐਨਾਲਿਸ ਹੁਣ ਜੋ ਇਨਸਟਿੰਕਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਇਨਸਟਿੰਕਟ ਓਵਰਨਾਈਟ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਡ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ
ਨਹੀਂ
I think
That's
मैंने
okay.
तो लगता है instinct भी genetic है. You know, it is you come programmed that way, and you cannot
Yeah.
switch during the situation.
So that's a generic and that's a habit. Now, जो होना था हो गया. Now I can't help it. And that
हाँ,
was my nature.
चलो आगे
Simple.
बढ़ो होना.
होना कि आगे सोचते हैं बाद में बाकी देखेंगे हम.
मैं कई बार रेफरेंस देना होना ना कि मैं क्या देख लांगे वर्ड क्यों इन्वेंट हुआ ऐसी का ऐसे करके हो ऐसी ना दिस इज वन वे ऑफ डीलिंग दिस सिचुएशन
Defaming
चलो
the whatever happened happened. Now let's see go and up forward.
बट ਜਦੋਂ मैं वाइडर ਉਹਦੇ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਨਾ when I take a step back and look at it overall I think this has improved our thought process ਸਾਡੀ analysis ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਡੀਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ but on a broader scale अच्छी रहती है because you know for example if you're opening a business you have a very high profiteering spreadsheet at the end of the month but the turnover is very high of labor because you have withhold all the staff food money because that's you think is not I'm just giving you an example कि किस तरह दा होता है but when you want to take everything together in a business so you have a satisfied employee satisfied customer and satisfied work life balance कितने ना कितने वो compensate ते cost ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਨਾ
बिल्कुल होता.
that's where I look at it on
And पता है भाई ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਫ ਕਰਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਪਿਰਿਟ ਸਿਰਫ ਬਾਰਡਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ. Being a border from Punjab or Mumbai, you have taken the Punjabi spirit to the London because I was in touch with some of the people in Dubai as well. Same way, the same way they were like, "कि देखी जाएगी." We have done it. We'll see to it. We
हाँ
don't
जी हाँ
want.
जी I agree with you. देखो, I always say I have never lived in Punjab, but Punjab has always lived in me.
And that's our main spirit.
Yes.
Punjab should be in us. Whether we are not in Punjab, but Punjab should be in us.
हाँ हाँ और वो आई थिंक वो ਭਾਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਇਡੈਂਟੀਫਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੋ ਉਹਨੇ ਆ
Mm.
ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ, ਆਪੇ ਹੀ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਆਇਆ when I met people and I met core Punjabis who came from ਮੈਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਤੇ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ I'm not wrong ਠੀਕ ਹੈ it's
अच्छा
good I
सेम
feel
ही हो गया. We are on
हाँ
same thing.
हाँ
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਦਾ ਸੇਮ ਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਭ ਦਾ.
yes true
Okay, that's come to an end, Gurpreet ji, and it was really good connecting with you. And I guess everyone, I just in the end, if you want to get in touch with Gurpreet, I will drop his LinkedIn ID and I will put the Indian Culinary Diaspora website in the comment box and as well as description. You guys just get in touch with them. And whenever you are moving to Europe or anywhere, I would suggest you guys to have get in touch with them because they have a good number of experience that can help us कि आपको कैसे जाने से पहले रेडी होना है, वहाँ जाके क्या मिलेगा और अगर आपको कोई स्कैम के अंदर आ रहा है, यू कैन जस्ट गेट इन टच विद देम कि ये स्कैम तो नहीं है बिकॉज़ Gurpreet ji, where I'm coming from, I was in touch with someone who has told me every year about 1.5 lakhs of chef get scammed. ये सिर्फ नंबर्स सिर्फ उनको पता थे और हर स्कैम का जो कॉस्ट होते दैट इज अराउंड 7.5 lakhs.
yes
तो 7.5 करोड़ का स्कैम सिर्फ शेफ के साथ होता है और शेफ की सैलरी अगर देखोगे तो 10-20 हजार 50 हजार मैक्सिमम जो नॉर्मल स्ट्रीट्स पे होती है
that's a sad
उसके ऊपर नहीं होती है. तो दैट्स व्हाई मैं ऑलवेज आई ट्राई टू शेयर माय जस्ट शेयर नॉलेज. मैं आपसे क्यों बार-बार ये पूछ रहा था कि जो पहली बार बच्चे आ रहे हैं उनके लिए क्योंकि मेरी जो ऑडियंस है उनमें से बहुत सारी ऑडियंस यंग जनरेशन है. दे सी टू इट और समबडी इज गोइंग टू डू मूविंग आउट ऑफ इंडिया तो एटलीस्ट उनको पता होगा कि उनको करना क्या है, कहाँ पे क्या करना है. आई
true
होप दे विल कम टू यू एंड दैट वुड बी जस्ट इट.
yes Core I'll add to your thing I have purposely added my mobile number in my LinkedIn profile there's nothing to hide you can reach
हुँ,
out the only time I will not answer the phone is when I cannot it will never be that I don't want to because I think on like I said on an average I get contacted by nearly 400 to 500 candidates a year
ओह
regarding
वाह!
this job there's this thing कहीं किस if I can find something for some of them then I get that connection done if not at least I can guide them through yeah scams should be the last thing happening to anyone in today's world virtually you can, if you can have a 360-degree tour of a room you're seeing from India where you're going to stay, I think having this information should be easy to access. Indian Culinary Diaspora is there, Gurpreet Singh is there, whenever you want to reach out for anything, always.
Thank you, Gurpreet. Thank you for joining us, and we'll again come up with the same thing.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Kuwar, for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care.
Just इसको stop कर देते हैं.